Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Firstclicks. This is a special review of the AirPods Max. It's a winter edition review, and we're trying to check in this episode if you want to use a AirPod Max in the winter, when it's snowing, when it's raining. Anyways, this is a little bit of a different setup for Firstclicks, and we're trying to move away from the green screen, as that is more of a Cupertino show thing right now. If you want to see that channel, you can click here or here, I don't know, one or the two. You can click there, but for now, let's click straight into the AirPods Max winter review. So yes, I've done it. I went through the snow, through the rain, cold, warm, every single thing that you can imagine that you don't want to do with this device. I tried to do it, obviously, to a certain degree. Sorry. The winter. The winter is where I use this device the most. For me, it's very important that my ears are warm. These keep your ears very, very warm. I can basically guarantee you that. I filmed a little bit of myself through the snow with these bad boys on. Take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm outside. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I have the AirPods Max here on my face. And I meant to test it because we got a few comments asking if it would survive snow. And clearly does. Let's see, because water is a curious thing. Corrosion is a curious thing. We're gonna see over the next few weeks if the AirPods Max will survive snow. But for now, it's fine. I can hear my friend.
Alright, perfect.
Transparency mode, it's keeping my ears warm. But I have to say, these are the most exclusive and most premium and most expensive ear warmers I've ever had in my hand. Yeah, let's go back to wherever I was before this. There is one thing that you don't want to do when they're very cold, and that is touch the device with your actual hand. You do not want to touch this side or this side or this button or this button with your hand, your bare hand. The reason why is it's made of metal, and metal is getting cold. It gets cold. It was -6 degrees, and for me that is very cold. I'm half Brazilian, by the way. Nice to meet you. And what I noticed is that this device gets really cold to the touch. Now, inside the ear cup, it's warm. It feels normal. I don't really feel anything. It's fine. It just keeps the ears warm. I would say you do want to wear gloves the moment you want to touch this device. And that's why I just control it via my phone, mainly. But yeah, anyways, it works. It works. Now, obviously, corrosion and water with technology and electronics is going to be a very unpredictable thing, right? Now, this device has been in the snow 1 week ago. It went through that whole snow stuff that you saw a few seconds ago. I didn't notice any problems. Everything is working. Transparency mode, active noise cancellation, spatial audio, everything works fine. The audio quality is the same. Head detection is the same. Everything works. Now, I do have to mention that the day I came home, the moment I took the headphones off, they still played music for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then it stopped because the head detection wasn't working at that day. The next day it was working perfectly. It just worked perfectly, and everything works perfectly now. I checked the air cups because there are a lot of stories about whatever liquid substance that builds up in this side of the air cup here. I didn't notice anything. And I do know that the temperature in the house was 21 to 23 degrees, and outside it was -6 degrees Celsius. So I would say if I would have noticed anything, it should have been there, right? Nothing happened. So maybe if you are having these issues, you might have a faulty unit, or you're doing something else with it. I don't know what's happening. I hope you listened to my first advice in my first video. Get yourself AppleCare Plus. Most people don't like this tool. I don't understand why people care so much about how the case looks. I literally look at this case maybe 2 or 3 seconds, because I just take the headphones out of the case or put them back in, and I never see the case. Maybe if you walk outside with them, but I usually don't bring the case with me outside. The only thing the case does is give me peace of mind. The moment I go to sleep, I just put them in there, and it's just peace of mind. I just know they are in whatever mode they need to be, so they don't drain any battery. Now, I don't have any problems with the battery at all, so it's not something that I see as a problem. But I do feel like it's definitely something that feels good. It feels good to me to know that they are in this case. And that's what a tool has to do. That's the only reason you need a tool. A tool is to make your life easier or make it feel easier. And that's what this thing does. And obviously that's also what this thing does. It's the same with the AirPods Pro. I don't really care. It's just the case. I just see it for 2 seconds and it's just a tool. It's just to make sure that you're not wasting any battery on anything, right? Speaking of the AirPods Pro, it's very important to know that I also did the same test in the winter test with the AirPods Pro, and they did have issues with transparency mode. They still have issues, by the way, with transparency mode, active noise cancellation, but not spatial audio. So if I put them on the normal mode, I don't know what it is, just everything's off, with spatial audio or without spatial audio, I don't have any problems. You don't hear anything different. But the moment I switch any of these things on, like transparency mode or active noise cancellation, I get this certain tick, which is really subtle, but you do hear it. I don't know how to recreate it. I probably won't. But you will get annoyed by it because you can hear it. It's just like some sort of outside sound is coming in for like 1 millisecond. You can hear it, which is a problem. For this one, it's a week ago. It might still happen. Again, corrosion is a curious thing and it can react unpredictably with technology and electronics. But for now, I haven't had any issues and I have Apple Care Plus. So let's see what happens. I would say I can recommend this for any winter. I don't know about the summer. I haven't used them in the summer yet, but I feel like they're going to get really hot and your ears are going to cook inside them. This is a device that I am definitely going to use next year in the winter, unless there is a new AirPods Max coming. It is definitely an interesting device, especially because it's made out of metal, which makes it a semi-good device for the winter. Especially if you just wear gloves, you're never going to have to touch this device with your bare hands. Outside in the winter, in the snow, in the rain, you're fine. Obviously you will be Gucci if you just use your iPhone or Apple Watch to control the device. That's also possible. I know it doesn't have any IP rating, it's not waterproof, it's not water resistant, it's not whatever, but it still works and it still works perfectly well. I feel like it's going to hold up pretty well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this special review of the AirPods Max, because for me, there definitely is a difference between the AirPods Max when I bought them and in the winter. I do use them differently. I do use them more carefully in the winter because of this non-existent IP rating, right? And it's something that I always have with headphones. It's a very weird way of reviewing a set of headphones, because in every season you just use them differently and it's either recommendable or not recommendable to use them. And I feel like in the summer, especially if these things heat up, and that will mean that inside it will heat up as well, and it's already hot outside, your head is already hot. It's going to be very curious. It's going to be a very curious time to see if these things hold up. I usually just use the AirPods Pro. I probably will buy a new set of AirPods Pro if this problem keeps existing, of course, with the AirPods Pro. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I hope you guys leave a like, leave a dislike if you hate my face, as much as, of course, the case. But yeah, leave a comment. Let's have a little discussion down below, and definitely subscribe because there is so much more coming. I hope for now you guys obviously click on.